objects that tell the story of the Holocaust from a child's perspective. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Scott Schweigert. He is the Curator of Art and Civilization from the Reading Public Museum. Thanks for being with us. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you, Jill.
You are having really an incredible exhibit, and it comes from Israel. Talk to us a little bit about how this exhibit has come to the Reading Public Museum, and then we'll get into some of the details of these incredible artifacts.
Right. This is a show that's coming to us from Israel, exclusively to the Reading Public Museum. Featuring the artwork of the thousands of children that were gathered up in the ghetto of Theresienstadt in what is now the Czech Republic. And this is a show that features the art that the children created, board games, comic books, puppets, marionettes, all sorts of collages, and it's sort of the creative energy that that children produce, in this case under the most horrible circumstances. So we wanted to bring this to the community, and it's sort of a collaboration between us, the Jewish Federation of Reading, and the symphony here in town as well.
When you look at these objects, though, they tell a story of children, but they tell a story of children living under the most horrific circumstances possible. They're made of objects that the children may have found in a ghetto, but there's just children trying to be children under really difficult, horrendous circumstances.
Right. If you look at what they're producing, games, reading material, comic book, they're sort of escape elements, and I think that this really comes through in the craftsmanship. It's remarkable how meticulous the detail is, and you know, it's really tragic when you think this is really all that remains of the thousands who entered the camps, and very few survived. I think the ratio is something like 10%. There were more than 12,000 children in the ghetto and in the camps. So the idea here is that, you know, this is really the last vestige of some of these lives.
And it's amazing to think that these objects themselves survived if 90% of the children themselves in this camp themselves perished.
Right. Yeah, the survival of these objects is remarkable, and I think maybe someone realized the significance, the sort of deeper story that was to be told through these objects. The Nazis, of course, used it as sort of propaganda. Look at how wonderful the arts are flourishing. You know, the children are performing plays and operas and creating all of these artistic outlets. But the true story was that it was really sort of a way to remain human under the most inhumane circumstances.
You mentioned that this comes to us through a collaborative effort between the Jewish Federation of Reading and the Reading Symphony Orchestra, and there was a children's opera, Brundabar, and that is actually coming to Reading as well. Talk to us about this collaboration and how people here can experience this children's opera.
Sure. The performance is May 6th, and I think the idea was that you know, so often we get caught up in our own calendars of our institutions, and here was a real opportunity, I think, to make a broader point that there is a better way to operate, and this collaboration sort of began during conversations, I think, during just a very casual meeting. The idea was brought up, and it just sort of snowballed. Planning sort of lined up very, very nicely, which is not always the easiest thing in the world to do, but it just worked out this time, and I think that hopefully it will sort of lay down a template for future collaborations like this in town.
And we can actually experience Brundabar, the opera, here in Reading. This is happening May 6th.
That's correct. That's correct. And the show at the Reading Public Museum runs from February the 18th through May 13th of 2012.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Jill.
We've been talking with Scott Schweigert. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.